What's going on YouTube? Josh here checking in. We are back with another video. Starting off with some goblet squats as a warm-up. I don't really do anything too crazy. Don't spend an hour foam rolling. I just do 1 or 2 sets of goblets and then move on to warming up with the bar. So you guys have probably never seen this setup before because this is my home gym. Maybe if you follow me on Instagram, you may have caught a glimpse of this in a few posts here and there, but this is the first YouTube video with the home gym setup. It's nothing too crazy. Pretty much a rogue rack. I have a few accessories for that. I built a little platform and that's it for now. The actual garage itself is a disaster. I just have not had a whole lot of time to do much of anything lately, quite frankly. That partially explains why I'm so scrawny and lifting such little weight. I've lost about 10 plus pounds since starting residency, and my lifting has not been as consistent as I would like, even for having a gym in my garage. Unfortunately, with the schedules kind of flipping back and forth between days and nights, and often not knowing what my schedule is going to be like, my lifting has kind of taken a back burner. I'm finally getting the swing of managing fatigue with minimal sleep, switching between days and nights, and just working a lot more than I used to work during medical school. So I'm slowly getting back into it. This workout was a pretty quick session. I wasn't trying to do a whole lot of volume just because at this point I'm so not accustomed to it. You can see here I'm going pretty deep on these squats. That's because I'm working on my high bar squat. It's something that I've always wanted to work on, and I was sort of working on it a little bit before I started residency, before I moved out to Texas. But now I'm really giving it another chance, trying to just work on depth, not really focusing on the weight at all. In this workout, basically what I did was sets of 5, and I increased the weight by 10 pounds each set. So I started off with 225, I think, and then I ended up finishing with 255. Again, this is nothing special. This is not about lifting heavy weights. This is just about pretty much working on my range of motion, feeling comfortable with this movement, and trying to keep those knees in a good position. You'll notice as the weight gets heavier, that left knee will sort of come in a little bit on maybe reps 4 and 5, and that's something that I'm working on. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how this is going, considering the vast majority of my lifting career, I've squatted low bar, probably 90% of the time. And so just working this high bar squat, which is something, if you always work low bar, you're probably not going to be used to, and especially getting that full range of motion. In the past when I've done high bar squats, I think I probably cheated myself and, not really taking so much my own advice, and I probably missed a few degrees of that range of motion. So basically, if you have the mobility to, the gauge for when you've reached that bottom range of motion is when your hamstrings are touching your calves. And in this case, you see I've got those baby calves because the last time I probably did anything for calves was when I was a teenager. Over 10 years ago, and that's awesome. But whatever, man, you don't need calves. Team No Calves, checking in. If you're part of that team, post a comment below. I'd appreciate the support because it's hard out here, not having any calves and all. So anyway, this is, I think, 252, 35, 45, something like that. Starting to work that weight up. I can't really do math right now. I think that's 255 actually. 255. This is, I think, one of my heavier sets. And, overall weight's moving not too bad. I think over here you'll see that left knee came in a little bit more. Again, the speed's not too bad. And then on this last rep here, I'm pretty sure I slowed down because I was really trying to keep that knee out a little bit. So that's just something I'm working on and will be a work in progress in the months to come. So over here doing some conventional deadlifts. Since I haven't really been lifting very consistently, I've just kind of been going in and having some fun, trying to maintain as much as possible. Like I said, I lost over 10 pounds. A lot of that is not so much due to lack of lifting, it's just because of nutrition. I work right now in the emergency department, probably the busiest emergency department in the entire United States, and there's just not a whole lot of time to be eating and drinking and staying on top of it. So I actually ended up making like my own custom weight gainer blend from True Nutrition, and I've been kind of making shakes and getting back into it, getting calories in somehow, because otherwise it's just not going to happen. So this is 405 with the weightlifting shoes, doing sets of 3 here, beltless. And so the weightlifting shoes, it's kind of like going from a deficit. It pushes you forward a little bit, changes the mechanics of the lift ever so slightly. But in general, if you have the leg strength, it will help get you that leg drive a little bit here. And I just want to point out that wonderful face right there. Isn't that just beautiful? So anyway, again, moving on, finishing up with some of these conventional deadlifts here. And like I was saying, if your legs are not shod, if you especially do this at the beginning of the workout using weightlifting shoes, you'll tend to find that using the weightlifting shoes, giving you that heel, actually will help a little bit with the leg drive on your conventional deadlift. And so, I personally think that it might not be a bad accessory movement to throw in there if you're always used to doing your conventional pull with flat shoes. Every once in a while, I'm not necessarily going from a true deficit, but trying to use weightlifting shoes can actually help you engage those quads in this lift. And you'll see as I sort of get more tired here, I kind of stop using my legs so much. It's just because I'm weak and I just did some squats before this. But, that's one thing to keep in mind, is that you want to be able to use your full body, especially for the deadlift. So finishing on up with some abs, I'm probably going to have to blur out that crotch shot there for all you pervs. But, with the home gym, the ab setup is pretty limited. I pretty much just do leg raises like this, variations thereof, and then ab wheel rollout. But honestly, this is a really good movement. And I think that this is definitely underrated. You don't really need a whole lot of fancy equipment to work your abs sufficiently, especially if you're a power lifter. I mean, if I had physique goals, I was trying to get an 8-pack or something, then I might spend a lot more time on abs. But really, I just do a few sets here and there just to, keep that core up and, stay in shape. For those of you who say that you don't need any direct ab work and all you need to do are the big lifts, I think you're probably a fool. I think that that's definitely an over-exaggeration. You do work your core in all of those movements, but definitely not to the same degree that you would in other movements, and especially things like this, the ab wheel rollout. This is definitely a favorite of a lot of, really excellent power lifters. A few that come to mind, Chris Duffin or Konstantinovs from Russia. The dude like deadlifts 900 plus pounds beltless, so you need to have a strong core and you need to do more than just your main lifts to get that core. So that's the video, guys. I know it's been a hell of a long time since I posted a video. I am not going to promise that I'll be able to post videos more often, but I will do the best I can, especially now that I have a home gym. I have much less of an excuse than I did before. And that's it, guys. I will catch you all in the next video. Be sure to like this video if you like the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.